What did they ask you?
Just how you feeling? Pam and I are feeling good. So
Do you think if someone had symptoms that they would be honest and stay out of their home country?
I would hope so.
You say, ma'am, they handed you sheets, but did they actually tell you verbally what to do?
No, no. They just handed us the sheet.
Keean and Bexte here for Rebel News at the Calgary International Airport, where I will be asking folks who are arriving from international destinations what the situation was like at the border, whether or not Justin Trudeau's government was advising them that they needed to quarantine, whether or not their temperatures were being checked, what sort of situation they were faced with when they were departing from their international location. The news today is that Justin Trudeau's government has moved on the Quarantine Act and will be forcing everyone who arrives from an international destination to remain isolated and quarantined in their own homes. It's not a suggestion anymore, it's something that is mandatory. It will be the law starting at midnight tonight. We're going to hold Justin Trudeau accountable because when Justin Trudeau lies about what's going on at the border, when he says that people are being screened and they're not, he's directly hurting Canadians by abdicating his responsibility to them to keep them safe and healthy. Let's head into the terminal and see what people have to say. We see what's going on here with the provincial government, but we're trying to figure out what's going on the other side. Were your temperatures taken at all?
No.
Did the government tell you you had to self-isolate, or was it still optional?
We had to self-isolate for sure, yes.
Was your temperature taken?
No.
Did they take your temperatures to see if anyone was sick?
No, nobody did.
Were you surprised at all that temperatures weren't being taken?
So I asked the question.
What did they say?
Well, I didn't ask them. We just had a conversation.
Why do you think they should be?
Oh yeah, definitely should be.
Do you think someone, if they had symptoms, would be honest?
I hope so, yes.
What did they ask you?
Just how you feeling? Pam and I are feeling good. So
Do you think if someone had symptoms that they would be honest and stay out of their home country?
I would hope so.
Please go online and complete your self-assessment at AHS. There's some information from the provincial government as well. Check out their website with the latest information and information on how to self-isolate. Are you all together or? Yep. Okay, there you go. Thank you.
What I find interesting here is that Jason Kenney's government here in Alberta has dispatched provincial health authorities to actually intervene here on the other side of border security, to tell people that they have to self-isolate and that they must quarantine and not go to the grocery store, and they're speaking to them about their plans. Now we have David Menzies at the Pearson Airport in Toronto. He's speaking with international arrivals as well. Here's David.
Well, thank you very much, Keean. A flight from Faro, Portugal has just landed, and the passengers are going to be deplaning from that flight any minute now. And I'm going to ask them some questions. I'm going to find out if they're being told anything differently in terms of reintegrating themselves on Canadian soil. Evidently, they are supposed to self-quarantine for 14 days, and that means immediately they can't even, according to the Prime Minister, stop for gas or groceries even. And I want to find out, too, if anyone has taken their temperatures on Canadian soil. As you know, we've been here for several weeks talking about flights that have landed from Pakistan, from China, from the UK with Iranians on board. And that hasn't been the case. So let's see what these passengers arriving back to Canada from Portugal went through. I'll be talking to them in just a minute. Yeah, just wondering if you noticed anything different going through customs here at Pearson today.
It was very smooth, and they tried to keep distance, and I think they're handling it very well.
Did anyone take your temperature here, ma'am?
No.
Okay, then.
No, I figure we're all infected. You know, like they're viewing all the flights as infected people coming,
Yeah.
So we're all the same, whether we have a fever or not.
Just wondering, did you notice any different routines coming through customs?
It was perfect, very smooth.
Did they give you any new information regarding the coronavirus?
Get 2 sheets about the virus and what to do.
Okay, then. And what did they tell you to do?
Well, they just handed us the sheets and we have them in our hands to read. And yeah, we know we have to quarantine for 14 days.
Did the border agent tell you to do anything different or special?
No, I don't remember anything different.
Did customs here at Pearson tell you anything new or different?
I haven't actually read the information. I haven't had a chance.
Oh, they gave you a pamphlet then, right?
2 of them.
Okay, 2 different ones.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And did anyone here take your temperature, ma'am?
No, they didn't. No.
No, guys, did anyone take your temperature when you deplaned?
Not so far, no. They asked how we felt. We said we're healthy.
If we had any symptoms?
Yeah. And we're symptom free.
No. They asked us some questions about if we were exhibiting symptoms. We answered no, done.
And now we understand from the Prime Minister you have to go home right away. You can't even stop for gas or groceries. Did they tell you that?
They didn't tell us that, but we were aware of it because we listened to Mr. Trudeau's communications.
You say, ma'am, they handed you sheets, but did they actually tell you verbally what to do?
No. They just handed us the sheet.
And did you notice if anyone took your temperature here at Pearson?
I haven't noticed it, no.
No.
No, we had to self-declare.
We understand this isolation kicks in immediately, that you can't even stop for gas or groceries on the way home. Is that correct?
I never heard that before.
Well, that was quite the mixed bag. It seems that some of the passengers said they were verbally told to self-quarantine for 14 days, as in immediately, this very second, as opposed to driving home and stopping off for groceries or gasoline. Others said they were just handed pieces of paper. And still, folks, can you believe it? Even at this late stage, no remote temperature taking was present here at Terminal 3 in Toronto, which I find staggering. Also, it is a voluntary quarantine. They are supposed to self-quarantine and still working on the honor system, so hopefully these people are indeed going to obey the rules. But again, is anyone tracking this? Absolutely not. It's just, I promise to do so, pinky swear. In any event, as you can see by the board behind me, so many flights have been canceled, but the ones that are coming in, it's virtually business as usual here at Pearson, except for passengers being handed a couple of brochures, which I guess the border agents are hoping they'll read as opposed to putting in the recycling bin here. For Rebel News, I'm David the Menzoid Menzies. Well, folks, as the entire world is seemingly shutting down to deal with the pandemic, Rebel News is going to keep bringing you the news you need to know, but we need your help. If you can, please make a donation to helprebelnews.com. That's helprebelnews.com. And fund us so that we can continue to bring you the other side of the story.